Hey, what's going on everybody? Jay from Jay's Trains here, and welcome to today's video. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the new product announcement that Lionel made this last weekend at the York Train Show, which is the 2023 Vision Line locomotive. And it turns out it's actually a re-release of the Vision Line Big Boy that Lionel did back, I think at this point it was like 9 years ago. But I know a lot of people have kind of been on the fence about this. You know, some people are looking forward to it, others not so. I know Lionel has done a lot of Big Boys in the past. It was just probably, I think 2 or 3 years ago that they did the Legacy Big Boys, but this is a return of the Vision Line Big Boy, so this is going to have way more features in it than the Legacy ones did from a few years ago. And I, for one, am really looking forward to seeing these and getting one of these, because I currently do not have a Big Boy in my collection, and since I do have some larger Union Pacific steam locomotives either here or on the way. I got the 412-2 recently, the Greyhound version, which I am still waiting to get back from being serviced from Lionel, but hopefully I'll be getting that back pretty soon. And then also I have the Greyhound Brass Hybrid Challenger that's coming out next year. But I really would like to add a Big Boy to my collection, being that the 4014 is operational, so I for one am very excited about seeing these make a return, and definitely going to be getting one of these. So in this video I'm just going to be going over some of the announcements that Lionel made about this, talking a little bit about the features and stuff, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. So these engines will have all the standard features that Legacy locomotives that Lionel has done recently will have, as well as many others that are included in this because it's a Vision Line release. You'll have the stack steam, whistle steam effects, blowdown effects, as well as the safety valve steam effect on this run. You also have bicolored classification lights on the front of the locomotive. You also have the force coupler feature on this engine, which, if you guys aren't really familiar with, basically it adjusts the chuff intensity of the locomotive as it's running. If it's pulling a heavier train, the chuff intensity will be more labored sounding, and if the locomotive is pulling a lighter train, or if it's running downhill, it will be a lighter chuff sound to the chuffing of the locomotive. You also have the 4-digit addressing system that will be for the base 3 and cab 3 system that Lionel said should be coming out sometime next year. And then you also have the depleting coal loads that will be in this run of Vision Line Big Boys again, which Lionel hasn't done for pretty much any other steam locomotive apart from the first run of the Vision Line Big Boys back almost a decade ago. So that's a really nice feature to see returning to these locomotives. So basically what that does is while the locomotive's running, the coal in the tender will slightly start to go down until you actually hit the coal refill button on the cab remote that you're using, and it'll fill it up again. And it'll also go through sounds that will go along with that, like if the coal is full, almost empty, stuff like that. So a lot of really cool features on these engines, as well as the standard 5 different bells and whistles on this locomotive. From the tutorial video, basically Lionel did these. You'll have the 5 different whistle versions. 3 of them will be different variations of the Big Boy whistle. One of them was the whistle that was in the first run of Vision Line Challengers, and there's one whistle on there that basically sounds like a New York Central kind of whistle. So lots of different bells to choose from, whistles to choose from on these. So whichever you like, you can go ahead and select those when you first start running the locomotive. Now, from what I understand, Lionel is going to be doing 8 different versions of these. They did mention each road number that they're doing in the live stream that Lionel did a few days ago, but the ones I remember, they're doing the 4000, the original Big Boy. That's not going to have the chalk written on the front like the original 4000 did when it was first built. They're going to be doing 2 versions of the 4014. One is going to be an excursion version with the glossy paint on both the locomotive and tender, the Big Boy chalk written on the front, and the oil tender as well on the excursion version. And the second version of the 4014 is going to be an in-service version, so it'll just be a flat matte black paint and the depleting coal load in the tender, pretty much the way the 4014 looked back when it was in service. They're also doing the 4019, which you can see in this short video here from Lionel, and what makes this engine unique is it actually has elephant ears on it. In real life, the 4019 for a very brief time had elephant ears on it to see if it would work on keeping smoke away from the cab, but it wasn't too successful, so the 4019 didn't have elephant ears for too long. But I think that's a really cool version that Lionel's doing. Definitely one of the versions I'm thinking about pre-ordering because it's unique. I don't really think Lionel's ever done, or anybody in O Gauge has ever done, the 4019 with the elephant ears on it, so that'll definitely make it a unique model. They're also doing the 4023 and 4024, and those two versions Lionel said that are going to be Greyhound versions. One will be a gray with yellow striping, and the other will be gray with silver striping on the locomotive. Now, I believe Lionel also says something about there also being elephant ears on one of the Greyhound versions, although I don't remember which version exactly they said it would be on, whether it be the 4023 or 4024. But that would be pretty cool to see on one of the Greyhound units for sure. Also, with these units, there will be different placements for the aftercoolers on the front pilot, so there will be different design variations in the various road numbers that they do. But so far, it seems like the only version that will have an oil-fired tender will be the Excursion version of the 4014. At this point, even though Lionel has officially announced these locomotives coming, they are not yet available for pre-order until the 2023 Volume 1 catalog comes out sometime mid to late January. Where price is concerned, I don't know, we're just going to have to wait and see for the new catalog to come out. Hopefully they won't be terribly bad, because I know the first run of Vision Line Big Boys were around $2,700 from what I understand, so those were pretty pricey. I don't know if these will be more than that, because these do have more features in them. But I'm hoping, I'm remaining optimistic. Hopefully they'll still be around the 27 or maybe even 2,500. I don't know. But we will find out once the new catalog comes out what exactly the prices for these are going to be. But also keep in mind, if you go through a good Lionel dealer, usually they'll have deals and discounts on pre-orders. So the odds are pretty high that once these do become available for pre-order, you'll be able to get maybe $200 off. That seems to be what most steam locomotives with Legacy go for in good Lionel dealers. So, I can understand why some folks aren't too excited to hear about this release, because Lionel has done a lot of scale and Linemaster Big Boys in the last 10 years. But these versions are going to have all updated electronics and new features in them that haven't been available, so these will be unique and more modern models of the Big Boy, and they'll have a lot more going for them in terms of features and such. And for those of you guys who still aren't too excited about these, Lionel has teased that around this time next year they'll be announcing the 2024 Vision Line locomotive, which they have said is something that has never been done in O-Gauge before, and the possibility of it also being an East Coast railroad. So who knows if that's going to be steam, diesel, or electric? I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out what the teasing for that locomotive is going to be around this time next year. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I want to say about this release. I'm looking forward to it, and possibly going to be pre-ordering one. So what do you guys think about this release? Are you looking forward to it? Are you really not? Comment down below, let me know. Also, feel free to hit that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. I would really appreciate it. Also hit the like button, and if you guys want, feel free to share the video. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. This is Jay from Jay's Trains signing out. I will see you guys next time.